So why learn cybersecurity, which is the million-dollar question? Well, there are few things that I'm going to be sharing with you that I'm hoping are going to convince you that cybersecurity is the best place to be and that we have a lot of problems. So if you have some interest in learning cybersecurity, you need to do that, right? We need you in this industry like yesterday. Cyber attacks are on the track of causing over 10, right, 10.5 trillion a year in damage by 2025. This is next year. I'm recording this. This is close to May of 2024. This is the next year, 2025, right? Cyber attacks, it's going to cause 10.5 trillion, right, in damages, in restoring things, in money that gets stolen, and the like. This is not from me. This is from McKinsey. I will put the research in the video description so you can read up on it by yourself. From 2015 to this 2025, that's going to be a 300% increase. That's a lot of increase, folks. That's a lot of increase. So organizations around the world are spending billions of dollars on cybersecurity. So speaking of the money, why we get paid a lot of money, this is one of the reasons. It's a major problem. It's a huge problem. Therefore, when they get someone who knows their stuff, they're not shy opening their checkbooks and they pay them what they deserve. And the research shows that this is going to keep growing at 12% a year over year. So as you can see, this is not a solved problem, right? Cyber information security is here to stay. So the gap between the current market and the total market that needs to be addressed, it's huge. Right? We're talking about just these developed nations, right? Imagine Africa, where they're still developing, right? Where like this is 60% of the internet as we've seen it. So imagine once like 90% of every human gets on the internet. So the problem will keep getting worse and worse and worse. So for the last 2 or 3, 4 years or so, one of the biggest driver of these attacks has been a ransomware attacks, right? Like a ransom. A ransomware is when the bad guys attack your computer and then they encrypt your hard drives or your systems. They basically lock you out of your own computer. And the only thing you see on the screen is a message that says, hey, you got to pay us this much money. Otherwise you won't get access to this machine again. So imagine if you're a hospital, you're in the middle of a patient treatment, and then all of a sudden, boom, on your computer screen, there's a message that says, pay us this much money, or otherwise you won't get access to this computer again. And here's the kicker. They usually have like a countdown that tells you, look, if you don't pay us in the next 24 hours, we're going to delete everything from this particular machine. So that has been a really huge driver force for the bad guys because it's easy money, especially with the cryptocurrency, where they can request the money to be paid in a ransomware, the ransom money to be paid in a Bitcoin money or Ethereum, where it's really hard to trace back the money. So they said, the research, by 2031, this can reach up to 265 billion. That's with the billion. So you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. So what have happened in the past that led to this? Well, before I even talk about what I have here, let me show you something that have happened in 2017. 2017, all right, there's this attack that's known as WannaCry ransomware. The WannaCry ransom, this is what people saw on their screen, you know, when they try to use their computer. It was just this. Oops, your files have been encrypted. The same virus, the same code, if you will, that was used for ransom for this WannaCry virus was also used for another one that's known as a NotPetya. And NotPetya wasn't just encrypting things and then demanding some money. NotPetya was for destruction. It was literally destroying things. And this also happened in 2017. It cost companies over $10 billion to recover from the damages that were made by NotPetya. Right, Maersk. When I'm teaching, cybersecurity, I talk about this all the time. Maersk was one of those companies that got really, really impacted. And they have a talk on YouTube you can, listen to how they managed to basically restore everything. They got lucky. They got lucky to restore everything. But $10 billion, guys, that's a lot of money. Right. So as you can see, companies are losing a lot of money, so therefore cybersecurity people are needed to keep the company secure. Here's another driver force of why we need you in cybersecurity. And so for some people, they're like, you know what? I don't want to get into the technical side of things when it comes to cybersecurity. I just want to stay like not terribly technical. I just want to write policies and procedures and kind of set the direction of where we should be going. Well, you can become what we normally call a GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. And here's the reason. In 2023, Facebook was fined 1.3 billion. That's with the B, folks. That's with the B, right? $1 billion that they have to pay to the GDPR. Right, GDPR. When I'm teaching Security Plus and these other core courses, I talk about that in more depth. But that tells you they need you. And a few other things. Colonial Pipeline got attacked 2021. They paid over $4 million. JBS, the meat company, literally meat producer company, paid $11 million. This is all ransomware. The Senate Financial paid over $40 million. Kaseya paid a bunch of money, but they also, the CEO, I like what the CEO said. That there are only two companies, right? There's the company that got hacked, and they know they got hacked. There's a company number two, they got hacked, and they don't even know they got hacked. I believe him, right? Because sometimes these attackers, they're in your environment for years, months, and weeks that you don't even know that they're there. And the only time you know that they're there, it's when they basically encrypt your data into a ransomware type of attack, or it's when they have stolen everything and they're telling you, hey, look, man, we've been here for too long. It's time for us to go. So it's a major problem, a major issue, cybersecurity, and that's why we need you. And this is just companies, right? Governments need you. Yourself, right? It's like you use the internet, right? Cybersecurity is good for you because you're gonna be secure-minded on how to protect yourself, your family, your community.